To tell you about this, the Grassy Park Civic Centre has become a makeshift hub for social grant card renewals. Because of bigger systematic challenges between the South African Social Security Agency and financially strapped post office, it's taking strain. Scores of grant recipients from the wider Cape Flats area have been making their way to the centre over the last 2 days, only to be told to come back another day. And staff on site are not in a position to help everyone, including people living with disabilities and the elderly who queue from as early as 4 a.m. Our reporter Erin is standing by to tell us about the centre. It has only been assisting with card renewals for 2 days. How long will it keep running the service?
Yes, Dudu. Well, it's going to be running for at least 2 days next week, we understand, Monday and Wednesday. This facility, a civic centre of the city of Cape Town, not equipped really by nature to be helping with the renewal of social grant cards, but it's the efforts of a ward councillor to try and assist the community of Grassy Park, which has led to the scene behind us. That has been both a help and also a cause of distress, because people are streaming to this facility from neighbouring communities, neighbouring wards, in desperate attempts to renew their SASSA cards. There are system issues there, but it seems like this whole venture is geared at problem solving. I'm going to bring in Nelson Donovan, the ward councillor behind this project. You're looking to help the community, but it's brought in a lot of challenges as well. Tell us more.
Absolutely. So I think the first thing is that we understood that this is a massive opportunity to assist and to step in and help, and that's why we serve, and we have put up our hand to serve. But at the same time, we understood that the post office in this case has a massive job at hand here. It is a huge thing to renew a lot of these cards, and members from all over the communities in Cape Town have actually flocked to the Grassy Park Civic Centre to get their cards renewed. And we know that because we've just seen the numbers yesterday. I mean, over 300 people coming here, waiting as of early of 3 o'clock in the morning to be assisted. And those are some of the challenges that it's brought the post office, and it's been chaos yesterday, but I think we've now gotten into a system where we actually can see to help and alleviate some of those stresses in the system. And I think working with the post office, I mean, that's what we really wanted to achieve here, is to actually take their hand and say, how can we assist you in this case?
And you're looking at a micro level to try and solve what is a macro problem. We know the post office is now in dire financial straits, gone into a rescue program. Also, the social grant system nationwide. It's a huge project. It serves millions of people. I want us to just have a little walk around while we get into a little bit more of the details. You were saying there was a 97-year-old gentleman who was in the queue yesterday.
Yeah.
Just tell me what happened with him.
So absolutely, I mean, when we got here early in the morning, there was a 97-year-old gentleman that was actually in a wheelchair at the time, and obviously when you have a situation like that, the first thing you want to do is to get that person served or assisted and get him back into his bed, because that is exactly where he needs to be. And that was, a lot of that, was actually because the system just couldn't pick that up. They couldn't pick up who was, in the elderly system, and they couldn't pick up actually who was coming for the 350 grant. And so what we wanted to do was to actually say, listen, let's get this guy sorted, let's get him served, and let's get him out of the centre. And it took a very long time. I think he stayed here for about 2-3 hours before he actually was served, and eventually actually went home. But those are some of the things that I think the SASSA actually had to pick up, and to say, listen, well, we know exactly who these recipients are, we know their age, and we know how old they are. So let's get into a system where we can actually serve them first, and before we serve younger crowd members, because it just is so much for a 97-year-old to sit, and now it's winter, to sit in the cold and to be served as well.
Certainly is drafty, Dudu, in this hall, as you see some of the people waiting to get assistance. A real makeshift setup here, but really trying to help community members, people who depend upon the state for social grants. There's a gentleman over here who I take it is also getting his social grant sorted, or maybe the card renewal this morning. Sir, tell me, where are you from?
From Grassy Park.
You're from Grassy Park. And what time did you get here this morning?
I don't remember.
But early, was it?
Yeah.
And are you looking to renew your card?
Yeah, I'm looking for a new one.
How's it been? What's the process been like?
Well, I'm still waiting. Oh, the process to come here There's no problem. I just get in the car, let's go.
Because we've spoken to a lot of people who say that, they've had to queue from really early, it's cold outside, they're being told to come back the next day, there's issues with tickets. What's your experience been like?
I got no experience like it. I just came here and I stood in the queue. That's all.
Sure. Well, that's one interesting contrast to a lot of what we've been hearing, Dudu. In terms of the ticketing process, that's also something that you suggested to try and help manage the influx of people. Tell us about that and where the printers fit in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when we got here yesterday, we really realized that there has to be some order in the system. I think we work with a lot of order and systems in the city of Cape Town, and so I suggested to my staff at the Horde office to print ticket systems for us so that we actually can give each person that's standing in the queue a ticket, so that if they are not served on that day, they can actually then come back the following day with a actual ticket in hand to say, okay, I'm 17th in line or 18th in line. And again, this was directed to ensure that we can actually work with the post office, and when we had to bring our Horde office printers to the facility as well to ensure that if they need to make copies of any particular documentation, they can do that. And this is why the city works, to assist other arms of government. And we do that because we know the important thing is we're serving our residents. It's not about, any political point scoring. It's about serving the residents of the city of Cape Town. They've come to our facility and we wanted to make sure that this process is as smooth for them as possible. And I think, again, throughout the day now we're seeing a bit more better, and I think the post office has also realized that, it can work, and working with the city of Cape Town is a massive opportunity to join forces in this case. And I'm glad for that. I'm happy that we are able to assist with this regard.
Thank you. And I do understand you are escalating this to the MEC of Social Development in order to see if you can actually see to providing some scale, Dudu, on that. So just to reflect on the draft here, obviously winter in Cape Town, this is a fairly comfortable facility, but these are systemic problems that reach further afield, not only in the Western Cape, but across the country as these SASSA card renewals come up and people seek help from not only the post office or from SASSA, but also from their local government officials as well.
Erin Bates, thank you very much for that report.